Prologue, The World That Bled. Zangarth was a world carved by war. Its mountains rose like broken blades from the earth, their peaks forever crowned in ash. Forests whispered with ancient magic, and the skies, once blue, now burned red at dusk, as if the world itself remembered blood. At the heart of this decay sat the Black Throne. Zorg, the Demon King, watched the world kneel. His body was forged of shadow and flame, his eyes twin pits of hellfire that had seen civilizations rise and burn. Humanity had fought him for centuries. Humanity had lost, every time. Until the arrows began to fly. Far beyond the Demon King's sight, fate stirred. Three paths were moving toward collision, and the world of Zangarth did not yet know it was about to change forever. Chapter 1, The Archer of No Equal. Jax never missed. The arrow flew through the misted forest air, silent and deadly, splitting a falling leaf clean in half before burying itself into the skull of a charging beast. The creature collapsed mid-stride, skidding across damp earth and coming to rest at Jax's boots. He exhaled slowly. "Too easy," he muttered, lowering his bow. Jax stood tall and lean, his cloak dark green and frayed at the edges from years of travel. A quiver rested against his back, filled with arrows etched in old runes, each one crafted by his own hands. His eyes, sharp and calm, scanned the trees. In Zangarth, danger never traveled alone. A sword slid free of its sheath behind him. "You loosed that shot before it even moved," said Death. Death was not a title. It was his name. He stepped into the clearing, silver hair tied back, black armor marked with scars that told 100 untold stories. His blade was simple, no jewels, no ornament, but it hummed softly, as if eager for blood. Some called him the greatest swordsman alive. Others whispered he was something far worse. Jax smirked. "You were too slow." Death gave a rare grin. "I enjoy watching perfection." A low growl echoed from the trees. The branches parted as Jay emerged, flanked by two massive wolves, one ash gray, the other midnight black. His eyes glowed faintly gold, the mark of a beastmaster bound to the wild. With a flick of his fingers, the wolves vanished into mist, returning to wherever summoned beasts waited. "You two done flirting?" Jay asked. "Because the forest's screaming." Jax's expression darkened. "You feel it too?" Jay nodded. "Something big. South." "Wrong." Death sheathed his sword. "Zorg." The name hung heavy in the air. Jax clenched his fist around his bow. For years, he had trained for this moment. For years, the Demon King had ruled through terror, burning cities and enslaving souls. "This ends now," Jax said. The world of Zangarth didn't answer. It only waited. Chapter 2, Ash on the Wind. Zangarth burned. Jax stood on a ridge overlooking a village swallowed by flame. Screams echoed below as demon soldiers poured through the streets. He raised his bow, calm cutting through the chaos. 3 arrows flew, 3 demons fell before they knew death had found them. Death leapt into the fray, sword flashing like lightning, each strike precise, merciless. Jay followed, slamming his staff into the ground. Wolves, bears, and shadowed beasts erupted from glowing sigils, tearing into the enemy ranks. "This is only the beginning," Death said, wiping blood from his blade. Jax stared toward the south, where black clouds churned unnaturally. Zorg knows we're coming. Chapter 3, The March of Steel. Human armies gathered at Ironfall Plains, tens of thousands strong. Steel clashed as the first true battle began. Demons surged forward like a living tide. Jax fired until his fingers bled. Death carved a path through bodies, his movements inhuman. Jay summoned creatures beyond anything seen before, horned lions, winged serpents, yet even they struggled. Victory came at a cost. Thousands lay dead, and Zorg had not yet shown his hand. Chapter 4, The Broken Banner. A trusted general betrayed humanity, opening the gates from within. Demons flooded the camp at night. Death fought alone in the dark, holding a chokepoint for hours. Jax shot by sound alone. Jay collapsed from exhaustion, beasts dissolving into ash. They escaped, but the army was shattered. Hope fractured with it. Chapter 5, The City of Bones. They reached a ruined capital built atop the remains of ancient wars. Here, the dead whispered. Death knelt among the bones, shaken for the first time. "I've died here before," he said quietly. Jax realized the truth. Death had lived many lives, reborn again and again to fight Zorg. And every time, Death added, we lose. Chapter 6, The Demon Lieutenants. Zorg's champions descended. The Butcher, the Witch of Ash, the Iron Reaper. Each battle was worse than the last. Jay lost control of his summons, nearly killing friend and foe alike. Death was impaled and kept fighting. Jax fired the final arrow that saved them, but something dark answered his power. Zorg was watching. Chapter 7, The Beastmaster's Price. To stop a demon horde, Jay performed a forbidden summoning. Ancient beasts answered. So did the cost. His body aged years and minutes. Blood poured from his eyes as the creatures annihilated the enemy. When it ended, Jay collapsed, alive, but changed forever. No more, Jay whispered. I can't do it again. They all knew that was a lie. Chapter 8, The Black Throne. They reached Zorg's fortress as the last human armies fell behind them. The sky screamed. The ground cracked. Zorg awaited them, vast, burning, eternal. You always return, Zorg said to Death. And you always fail. The battle shattered reality itself. Chapter 9, The Arrow That Should Not Exist. Death was struck down. Jay burned his life away summoning one final army. Jax drew a single arrow, one crafted from grief, rage, and destiny. He fired. The arrow pierced Zorg's heart. The Demon King roared, and laughed. Chapter 10, Victory's Lie. Zorg fell. The fortress collapsed. The world went silent. Humanity celebrated. But Jax felt it, the wrongness. Death rose slowly, staring at his hands in horror. He let us win, Death said. The sky darkened once more. Chapter 11, The Door Opens. Far beyond Zangarth, something ancient stirred. Zorg's body dissolved into smoke, reforming in the void between worlds. His voice echoed across reality. The war was never for this world, he said. It was a test. A crack split the sky. And something far worse began to step through. End of Book 1.